Yesterday, Kevin, we were asked by Tolos to take a look at Mason Thomas, Kendall Daniels, Cole Wisniewski, and a guy named Ben Roberts. All right.
Oh, he used to work here.
Nope, that's a different dude. So, Alec, we'll put those into the bag, and we'll dip at some point to see what we can find there. But we did look at Keldric Faulk. My question to you right now is, if you're rolling through position of need, because the Cowboys don't do
cornerback.
The Cowboys don't do best player available. They did with CeeDee Lamb.
It feels like they do
because CeeDee Lamb fell into their lap.
Yeah.
But Steven will tell you best player available at position of need. And that's their approach to it. And you know what? Sometimes that's probably the best way to do it because you don't need this other guy sometimes, but you do need this player. But don't reach down to get him. That's always the way I feel it.
Right.
Don't reach down to get the player. Figure something else out there if you're going to get BPA. So you think cornerback is? I
think I would go cornerback and then edge. Look, I don't think you can go wrong addressing either issue.
Would you rather do linebacker in free agency? Is that
correct?
Spend some money in free agency to get the right linebacker.
Correct.
Okay, all right.
Both because of the economics of NFL free agency and because areas of need. Though all three levels.
Do you
of
like
your
the experience of a veteran linebacker more too? I'm trying to figure out because there's plenty of linebackers in this draft.
I do, but it just feels like every time our level of experience is whoever is commensurate with the person who will take $3 million or less.
That's absolutely how that feels, for sure. Kevin, I'm glad you said edge because Keldric Faulk was the second person we watched.
And I have questions once y'all go through this.
He is 6'6", 285 pounds out of Auburn. And he has, when I was watching him, I was like, dude, this guy has great, I love the size. I love the structure. I love the frame. But I definitely feel like he can put some weight on that frame and add a little more to.
Which that was the discussion with Styles yesterday too, right?
Yes. I think he can add more to his frame. And I don't know if you felt this way. I didn't feel like he had a bull rush move that I really loved, but he played with a lot of speed. Has impact on he has burst and impact whenever he gets past the line of scrimmage. And that was something that I really like. Strong hands. I see him snag running backs as they're running by and get a hold of them, and he's got them. If he's out of position, he still has the strong hands to be able to make a play like that. I think he plays pretty high. I don't know if you felt the same way as far as like his
in terms of pad level.
Pad levels high, and that was something that I saw frequently. That I was like, that's not going to work in the NFL. It works at that level sometimes, but it doesn't work with the NFL. He doesn't play with that bull rush style. Uses his feet to through the offensive line gaps, and then to put himself in position to make stops in the run game. So he does have good footwork. That was something that I really liked about him. But he also has that length to tip passes that I hope he uses more at the NFL level.
Really long arms. I think that helps in some of the reach that you were talking about when runners might get past other people. They're not going to get past this guy. He is a massive human already, and the fact that I think he could put on more size is terrifying. This is a freak of nature. He's 6'6", and he floated around 285 this season. When you talk about freaks of nature, this guy squatted 700 pounds and bench pressed 415 in the offseason.
Lord.
He is a freak of nature that can get stronger, and I think will with an NFL strength training program. But great size and frame. I think he has pretty much an NFL-ready body frame, but he still could get bigger. Impressive strength and physicality at the point of attack. Some of the things that will bite him, though, some of the twitch and overall athleticism for a prospect of that caliber, not really there. Not the quickest get-off, but he does have that bull rush move that you said, to where he can win with strength, but he's not going to be the quickest guy off the line, which is a little bit concerning. Needs to learn how to use his hands a little bit more, because he does rely on that raw strength a lot. But he doesn't get first contact a lot with offensive linemen, I've noticed. He'll give up his chest a lot, which NFL offensive linemen will bully you if you give up your chest immediately, and that goes to what you said. What does he do? He plays really high. So he needs to adjust the pad level and stuff, but the intangibles are there. A little bit stiff. Less than great bend, but he will show some lateral movement ability. All these things, they're not bad things. They make me think that he projects as an interior player.
Yeah, that was like a David Irving type. Like a David Irving type dude that you could put on the inside and occasionally flip to the outside.
Exactly.
One of the things...
Hold on, can we pause right there?
Yep.
Because that answers one of the questions I was going to ask. How do you reconcile, and this is not by any means just about Faulk. Quite frankly, I think more questions should be asked about production of Arvell Reese in college. What do you do with a lack of production that you're theoretically drafting him for, because he only had 2 sacks this year? I know last year he had 7. But when you talk about him maybe playing more interior, that kind of answers my question. But just a general...
Do you feel like you need to do anything there right now? Like this is the thing. If you're gonna draft an edge, you need to draft an edge.
Yes.
If you're gonna draft a guy that you can move to the inside, or we need Kenny Clark and Osa and Quinn. Like that's the thing. We've invested there, and at this point, for the Cowboys specifically, and again, all these conversations at the moment are taking place without knowing who the defensive coordinator is,
which could push this one way.
We got to wait to figure out exactly what our future defensive coordinator is going to want to do, and what's most important to him, because he might come in and say middle linebacker is the only thing I need, and once I get that, I can work everything from there on. So that's the. But yes, I'm not a fan of it, but I love being able to move lots of players around. If I was able to slide him inside, move Osa outside for a play, or a couple different series, those kinds of things, maybe that could be a benefit to me. So,
would you like to see Osa more on the outside? I
kind of would. But I don't know if there's a defensive coordinator out there that has the balls to do that, that he's just like, what, this might be a little different, a little risky, but I'm going to go try this out. And he has to prepare for it too. I don't know exactly how I'm not going to say just go be out there. I want dudes that I just throw them on the defensive line, and now the offensive lineman's looking going, crap, they're all over the place. That's what I want out of my defense. I want variety. And position flex on the defensive line, for me, position flex is awesome because you can move them in and out, you can slide them all over the place, and nobody knows what's coming. And that's what I'm hoping to get out of a player that I could get like that, if that's the case. But you need to, a lot of guys, they're like, this is what you are, you're stuck in this box, and we're not doing anything else with you. And I don't necessarily think that that's how I would run a defense if I was doing it.
All right. And then just real quick, Alex, same general question to you. How do you factor in the scouting of a player at a specific position? Now, we can talk about position change, obviously, when maybe they don't have the production in college to match.
I think it depends player to player, and what I mean by that is, let's just make it Cowboys-centric here and talk about on the other side of the ball, Tyler Smith. Coming out of college, playing left tackle, what was the issue? Holtz. People were saying he was way too handsy, and in the NFL, they're going to flag that every single time. So what do? You kick him inside, and a lot of those issues disappear. I think part of the lack of production this season is because Faulk was asked to do a lot of different things, because he does have that position flex. He's played in several different alignments. He's been like a shade nose tackle at points to sometimes being asked to be a stand-up outside linebacker. Mm-hmm. Like, he's been asked to do a ton of things. I think he's best in odd fronts as a 4-tech, but he could be a base end in the NFL. He could be a really good base end in the NFL. I think because he had that flex, they might have asked him to do more than you would have liked when you want to look at box scores and when you want to look at stats. When you actually watch him, you're like, oh, he's playing here, he's playing left side, he's playing right side, he's playing all over the place. So I don't really worry about the production in terms of numbers, whereas some of the stuff like Corey mentioned, when I'm watching games against good power running teams, he's the guy making first contact on inside runs. He's the guy that's stopping inside zone most of the time, and that's stuff that isn't typically going to show up because it is beyond the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, to add on to what he just said there, this is another couple of notes. He is lightning quick when he sees the running back and then goes tracks down. He sees and goes. And that's something like his reaction on that in the run game, really good. He is one of the notes that I saw on him that I love the most too was disciplined when it comes to containment. When it comes to containing the edge, he does not leave his assignment. He doesn't go track down. He doesn't go chase down stats. He's like, my assignment is this. If I don't do this, the whole defense is screwed. So what did we see What have we seen the last couple of years? We've been like, hey man, I got to go get that 13th sack.
Right.
And sometimes it was in detriment to the defense.
Right.
He doesn't. In my mind, I don't think he has a lot of pass rush moves yet. We were kind of talking about like he uses his hands to move offensive linemen, but he doesn't use them a lot to get past offensive linemen. That's something he uses his foot quickness to do that a lot. But with the other thing too, when we struggle with this, Kevin, he has the speed to track down quarterbacks that get to the outside. And
oh Lord, we should have started with that.
and that's something that's something that I like about the player a lot too. But overall, like if he's sitting there, I'm not saying the same thing I said about Styles yesterday. But if he's sitting there and you feel like this is the edge that you want, there might be some other guys that make the impressions. These are the first two that we started with.
Okay, well let me ask you this: since you started with these two, and obviously if you look at early mock drafts, you see them in similar positions.
Yes, yeah.
Just in terms of where they go off the board, not in terms of the player. They're both there. You pick who?
I'm taking the linebacker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alec?
I'm taking Styles.
Okay. Now, somebody I'm going to also request, you are taking requests to add to the list. Can we please do a deep dive on Caleb Downs? Because to me, the idea that he would be available even close to 12 is insanity. But you continue to see maybe 8, 9. I don't know if you like, hey, we need to trade up. But for a team that hasn't really cared about safety in a long time, the idea that Caleb Downs, who I think might have the highest floor of any single player in this draft, really intrigues me.
All right.